Hello again. This is my second in a series of videos about what I would do if I had the chance to craft every element of the next Mario Kart game. I'm not going to give the whole spiel about what exactly this is again, so if you have no idea what's going on here, I'll link my previous video in the description. Although it's the only other video on my channel, so it shouldn't be too hard to find regardless. Today I'm going to be discussing the characters I would add. Base game characters, I should specify. There will be a lot more characters when we come to the DLC, but I'm saving that for its own video. I've always been of the opinion that courses are the most important part of Mario Kart, and the characters, while still important, are less so simply because, unlike a game like Smash, the characters all play very similarly, and aside from weight differences, your choice of character doesn't affect a massive amount about how you play. But that doesn't mean the characters aren't ripe with opportunity, and there's a lot of characters I would love to see. Before I start going into specifics, I would definitely like to see costumes in the next game. They already sort of went this way in 8, with Yoshi, Shy Guy, Link, Inkling and Villager all getting costumes, but I want to blow this wide open this time. There are so many opportunities for costumes, it's insane, and while for certain characters they might have too many to reasonably implement, I want to make the most of the cool, diverse cast we have and the different forms they have taken over the years. So I'll be going through every character, and then going through every costume I would give them. I should also mention that all of these costumes would be unlockable. I like when a game has a lot of stuff to unlock, so being able to unlock not just the characters but also their costumes would give plenty to do. Let's begin with the starting roster of the game, and obviously Mario would be one of these. He is easily the character that would have the most costumes. The first costume I want to point out is Metal Mario. Metal Mario has, until now, been a separate character, almost like a heavyweight version of Mario with different stats. In this concept, that doesn't matter. Certain costumes would have different stats as appropriate, and I believe this actually happened in 8 with Villager, whose male and female versions were in different weight classes. This is an attempt to declutter the character select screen, and seeing as there are a lot of different versions of Mario, this is certainly needed. As well as Metal Mario, Gold Mario and Tanuki Mario would also be made into costumes. But I'm certainly not done here. All of the costumes from Tour would also be added here. These are Musician Mario, Hakama Mario, Santa Mario, Happy Mario, Ice Mario, Classic Mario, Builder Mario, Chef Mario, Swimwear Mario, SNES Mario, Sunshine Mario, Halloween Mario, Racing Mario, Baseball Mario, and Wedding Mario. That's a lot of costumes, and it might be a lot to implement, but as I see it, this is just reusing assets. They have the models for all of these already, they have them in Tour, so why not reuse them here? I'm also definitely not done with Mario, not by half. There are still many options for costumes that are far too obvious to pass up. For example, Fire Mario, his most iconic power-up, has to be added, right? I would also like to see a 64 Mario costume. This was added to Odyssey, and it was a great retro callback. We already have SNES Mario, might as well add 64 Mario as well. Dr. Mario would be another cool costume, if maybe a fairly obvious one. The final one would be Paper Mario. I was originally going to have him as a separate character, seeing as it wouldn't have a very similar model. However, I decided that if Classic Mario is going to be a costume, this can be too. Obviously this would be a lightweight version though. That's the big one out of the way, so let's move on to Luigi. He too would get Fire, Doctor and Tanuki variants, as well as all of his Tour variants. Builder Luigi, Penguin Luigi, Classic Luigi, Lederhosen Luigi, wait, that's a thing? And Painter Luigi. As well as this, we would add Gooigi, one of the most obvious choices you can have, and a Mr. L costume. That one's a bit of a pipe dream, but it would be great to see Super Paper Mario referenced. Oh, and I would also give Luigi a SNES variant. I actually like the idea of all the original SNES characters getting a SNES costume. Next we have Peach. Peach, you and your controversial pink gold version. This would be returning, but as a costume, as well as Cat Peach. Peach also has many Tour costumes, these being Kimono Peach, Vacation Peach, Wintertime Peach, Wedding Peach, Halloween Peach, and Explorer Peach. And screw it, Peachette is going to be a Peach costume. Yeah, it's technically Toadette and not Peach, but I'm not making it a Toadette costume, and I don't want to make it a separate character either, so a Peach costume it is. There are two more costumes I want to implement. SNES Peach, obviously, but also Motorcycle Peach. This is the costume she's previously used in Mario Kart games when she's in a bike, and while I don't want them to have to do this again, they should try and find a way to make her work without changing her costume, I would like it to return as a costume. Next we have Bowser. Dry Bowser is an obvious example of a full character that could be added as a costume, and Tour gave us Santa Bowser and Gold Dry Bowser as well. Wedding Bowser would complete the set, and Meowser is another great option to go for, as well as another SNES costume. The last two, however, may be a little more controversial, with the first being Fury Bowser. The issue with that is that Fury Bowser is big, but honestly, I don't care. I would not be bothered in the slightest if a scaled down version of Bowser appeared as a costume. I just love Bowser's Fury, and any reference to it would be amazing. And the exact same thing goes for Giga Bowser. Sure, it's a much larger version of Bowser, but I would still at least love the look to be represented in Mario Kart. Yoshi is one of the characters who already has some costumes in Mario Kart, those being his alternate colours: black, cyan, blue, red, yellow, white, pink, and orange. I'm going to go ahead and throw purple Yoshi into the mix as well. While not in Deluxe, it is a canon colour of Yoshi, so why not? We also have the expected Tour costumes, in this case being Egg Hunt and Reindeer Yoshi, and a SNES costume too. There are two more I want to use, and these might be expected as well, his woolly and crafted versions. That was about all I thought of for him, but well, with all the different colours that does end up being quite a lot in the end. For Toad we will go in a similar direction, adding costumes for the common colours of Toad found within the Mario universe. Alongside red, we'd also have blue Toad, yellow Toad, green Toad, and pink Toad. Tour also gives us Pit Crew Toad, Party Time Toad, Builder Toad, Cat Toad, and Penguin Toad. And of course, SNES Toad would be here too. The last one would be another fairly expected one, and that's Captain Toad. While not really worth a roster spot on his own, as a Toad costume this would be great. Wario is a character I thought I'd find more costumes for, if I'm honest. Tour gives us Hiker and Cowboy Wario, but other than that, the only two costumes I could think of were his Biker and Wario Man outfits. This is a little disappointing, but not every character needs a ton of outfits. This is why I decided against doing a set amount of costumes for each character. For Toadette, again, there wasn't much. Captain Toadette was obvious, and she has Builder Toadette from Tour, but that's it. Then we have Koopa Trooper. The Paratrooper is the obvious addition, but he isn't the only one. A regular red Koopa, along with the blue and yellow versions from Super Mario World, would be great. He also gets a SNES version, as well as his free running, blue free running, and gold free running costumes from Tour. Daisy's costumes, again, are mostly from Tour, being her fairy, yukata, I think I'm saying that right, swimwear, and holiday cheer versions. As with Peach, I also wanted her motorcycle outfit to now be a separate costume. Waluigi has the short end of the stick, seeing as all he gets is his bus driver costume. Waluigi just doesn't have the source material to draw from. The final starting character is Donkey Kong. The only costume I could think of was a boxing costume from Punch-Out! I'm really not convinced by this, as it's a relatively small alteration, but I didn't want to leave Donkey Kong with absolutely nothing. So yes, just 12 starting characters. As previously mentioned, I love being able to unlock a lot of stuff, so I would keep it at this. I was originally only going to include Toad, Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Wario, Peach, DK and Yoshi as the starting characters, as these feel like the core of the Mario franchise, the most important and recognisable characters, as well as being the characters of Mario Kart 64 and Super Circuit and the starting roster of DS. But as races need 12 people, I decided to add more characters. Koopa, because he is a series mainstay who was in the first game, and Waluigi, Daisy and Toadette are just really important or popular in Mario games. I want to next talk about the unlockable characters that would be returning from previous games, and this includes characters that debuted in Tour. First up, Baby Mario. He would have two costumes, Koala Baby Mario from Tour and also a costume based on his appearance in Yoshi's Island where he wears a nappy. Baby Luigi would also be here, again with a nappy costume, but that's all for him. These would be the only babies, however. I considered adding Baby Peach as well because she is another canon baby, but I decided against it because, well, the babies are just clutter. Next is Birdo. She wasn't in 8, which is weird as she seems like a spin-off mainstay, but she returned in Tour and she deserves her place, so she would return along with her blue, yellow and black costumes from Tour. Next is Bowser Jr. And no, I'm not making the Koopalings costumes. They aren't the same character, so that would feel weird. Instead, the only costume he gets is his pirate costume from Tour. Dry Bones, again, just has one Tour costume, and that's Gold Dry Bones, which is really cool actually. I love these gold costumes for characters. And actually, a Para Dry Bones would be great too. Hammer Bro has quite a few options, and surprisingly enough, almost all of them have already been used in Tour, these being Boomerang Bro, Fire Bro, and Ice Bro. However, I would still love to add the Chef Hat Hammer Bro from Odyssey. I think it would be really goofy. King Bob-omb was new in Tour, and he already has a new costume from there, Gold King Bob-omb. Again, love these things. King Boo also had two great ideas for costumes in Tour, Gold King Boo and Luigi's Mansion King Boo, the latter of which is such a cool idea. Next we have Larky2, and I think having green shell and red shell variants would be great, alongside its party time variant from Tour. Monty Mole is a character I would have added regardless of his Tour inclusion, but a Rocky Wrench costume would be fantastic. Pauline always felt like a shoo-in after Odyssey, and Tour solidified that, giving us some great costumes such as Rose Pauline and Party Time Pauline, but we can go further with it. For example, her New Donk Festival and Mare outfits are both distinct, and I would love to see both as costumes, alongside a new one similar to Peach and Daisy's motorcycle outfits. Then there's my personal favourite Mario character, Rosalina. And most of her costumes come from Tour. Halloween Rosalina, Aurora Rosalina, Swimwear Rosalina, and Fire Rosalina, as well as a motorcycle costume. But I also love the idea of adding a Cosmic Guide costume. Much better than just making her Star Platinum Rosalina, and it's an actual reference to Galaxy 2. Shy Guy would also return, and his colours would come along with him. Cyan, black, blue, green, yellow, white, pink, and orange. He also gets his gold and pastry chef outfits from Tour, but I wanted to add two more unique ones, the Fly Guy and the Sniffit. Both would be great references. The final returner that actually has costumes would be Wiggler, and for this we would have two new costumes, Flutter and a Tropical Wiggler. I actually got the idea for both of these from this post here on Twitter where a concept was made for them. I'll link it in the description as well. Here it's positioned as a new character, but it more closely fits my definition of a costume, and honestly that is the only way I could see this happening, and it would be amazing, so better give it the best chance it can get. There are some other returners, but I couldn't think of costumes for them. These would be Nabbit, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Funky Kong, Petey Piranha, and, of course, me. There are probably options here, but I couldn't think of any, so I didn't try to invent some. I don't think every character needs costumes, I don't want to force it. Oh, and for the sake of future-proofing this video somewhat, any characters and costumes added to Tour in the future would also be added to this game. There would be, in the base game of course, 5 new characters. The first would be my personal most wanted character, Chargin' Chuck. I've always been a fan of Chuck as he feels integral to the Super Mario World experience, and his appearance in Mario Golf makes his chances feel so much better. He would have costumes. The ones I thought of were one where he doesn't have his helmet on, and another based on his colours used in Super Mario World. Next is Cappy. Cappy feels like he's been somewhat forgotten in favour of Pauline a lot of the time, and that's a shame because he was a greatly enjoyable character, and for Mario Kart he'd be a nice option for a lightweight. We don't have enough unique lightweight options really. He'd have his regular form, as well as a costume resembling Mario's cap. Then we have probably the most wanted character overall, Kamek. Kamek has avoided Mario Kart for so long, and I don't know how, considering how much they use him. Well, actually I might have an idea. You know how Peach, Daisy and Rosalina have previously had to use motorcycle costumes or else their dresses would get in the way when they're riding bikes? Well, Kamek wears a robe, which could create the same issue, but giving him a motorcycle costume would be weird, so they just didn't add him. But seeing as I would try and work around that, there would be no reason not to introduce Kamek. I would still give him a motorcycle costume though, because it would be funny as heck. He'd also get his woolly form. Next, King K. Rool. Thanks to Smash, he's relevant again, and as we have DK, Diddy, Funky, and Dixie, it's only right for K. Rool to make the journey to Mario Kart 2. He'd have his Captain K. Rool and Baron K. Roolenstein costumes, as well as his boxing costume from Donkey Kong 64. Finally, Piranha Plant. I find it odd when a Mario character is in Smash but not Mario Kart, so let's correct that. And the costume opportunities are wild. We can have one based on Galaxy's large purple plants, and the black spiky ones as well, plus a bone piranha plant, and a costume that's based on his original colours from Super Mario Bros., just like the costume in Smash. The final costumes would be polluted piranha plants in the brown, orange, and black colours. I thought that would be a neat addition. And that's it. All the characters. There's a lot of them, but most of these have some sort of model in Tour or 8, so it shouldn't be too taxing to actually implement this. Of course, this isn't all the characters I'd add, and this feeds into the DLC video, so watch out for that one. The next video will be on my favourite topic when considering Mario Kart, the courses, so I'll see you then.